What if I told you there's a clock that doesn't just tell time, it controls it? This is the story of Sarah, a historian who collected antique clocks. She acquired a peculiar one at an estate sale, a clock with no brand, no markings, and hands forged from a strange, silvery material that shimmered like liquid mercury. Everyone warned her about the clock. The old man who sold it said, "They say time freezes when this clock strikes midnight." Intrigued by its antique beauty and curious lore, Sarah installed the clock in her living room. The first night, everything seemed fine, but as midnight approached, the atmosphere in her home grew oppressive. She noticed the clock's hands were moving faster, not in real time at all. At the exact stroke of midnight, there was no chime, no ticking, just silence. Complete, heavy silence. Suddenly, everything froze. The flame of her candle stood still, mid-dance. The air particles floating in the sunlight by her window were suspended in place. Even the time on her phone refused to move. Sarah was frozen too, but just for a moment. Then she heard it, the ticking of the clock. It had restarted, but everything else around her was still, utterly still. Panic set in as Sarah realized she could move, but she was utterly alone in her animated state. She walked through town, through streets trapped in a strange, paused existence. Cars hovered mid-drive. A paperboy was in mid-leap off his bike, frozen with newspapers fluttering around him. No one else moved, but the clock back at her home ticked louder and louder in her mind. Rushing home, Sarah fiddled with the clock, trying to figure out its secret. She tried setting the time back, forward, even removing its ticking hands. But nothing worked. At dawn, she stumbled upon a hidden inscription on the backplate. "Only balance can restart the flow of time. Pay with a moment of your own." Desperate, she pressed her hand against the plate. It glowed brightly, and in an instant, everything restarted as though nothing happened. Except 10 years had vanished from Sarah's life. Her reflection in the mirror was older, her hands lined. The clock, curiously, had disappeared from her home. So, next time you see an antique clock that's too cheap to be true, think twice before bringing it home, because time, once stolen, can never be returned.